Alright, I sold a bunch of cards in my card account, but we don't look at those because they're boring. Sold some lots on District. There's my wife calling because I'm an idiot.
One-foot-flipper.
Hi, Paige here, the one-foot flipper. How's it going, everybody? I'm doing fine. It's Friday, barely still morning. Thought it might be time to get this video out. Was gonna film last night, but I got a little behind, and before I know it, my wife's here and she's cooking and she has 3 fans on, and it's just not happening. So now we're doing it. Made some more progress on my basement. It's just getting better and better. It's almost close to like being like a human basement. And I've also been unloading a lot of lots on District Commons. In fact, as of this morning, I am 3rd on District Commons seller leaderboard behind Chernock's Connection and Bayberry Boutique. It'll probably have changed by the time you actually watch this, but that's where I was at the moment. In the last few days, in fact, on District Commons, I've sold a lot of 100 45 RPM records, you know, the 7-inch singles, for $10. A lot of 150 of them, for some reason, only brought $5. A big lot of non-sports cards for $32. 2,890 sports cards for $22. Big box of 7 pounds of sports-related paper collectibles for $33. Big lot of small toys for all of $5. Good buy there. And a huge lot of gaming-related cards for $165. Now, I just ran all of these as auctions starting at $1. It was all stuff I was never going to deal with, and I just wanted the space back out of it. And some of them really underperformed my expectations. But some of them so outperformed that I overall ended up with more money than if I would have just priced them by it now as I thought they would have sold for. In fact, I would have done worse because I would have given away the more valuable lots that got bid up higher at lower prices and then would have been unable to sell probably the records at all. In fact, I should be live on District Commons with Kevin, Commonwealth Picker, roughly noon Eastern Time on this coming up Tuesday. Selling a few live lots. It'll mostly be Kevin's show, but I'm going to come in for a few minutes, sell some live lots. I know I'm going to bring a big Pokemon lot, but I haven't decided what else to bring. So why don't you check that out if you can. All right, let's do some sales. I had an unexpected, really good sales day yesterday after otherwise a slow week. I sold this Pokemon Scarlet Violet store banner. This would have hung from the ceiling or the wall in a store. Can't buy it in a store though. Sold that for $18.32. Not bad. Real cheap shipper too. I sold this 10 Woodward's box, candy box, $7.97. This did not sell with promoted listings, but I found this is the kind of item that does sell well with promoted listings. Because people looking for this kind of stuff aren't always looking for a specific item. Sold this Fisher-Price set of blocks, still in the plastic, from the late 1960s. This sold for $29.22. Now, had this been about any other toy that wasn't an infant toy, this would have been hundreds of dollars, if not thousands. But unfortunately, this was an infant toy, so did not break $30. Got this at the Goodwill outlet. A lot of people passed it up too, because it was probably an hour into the place being open when I found it. Where's it hiding at? I sold what is basically the best Happy Meal / kids meal toy of the last 25 years or so. The Pokemon Charizard 23-karat gold-plated card with a little plastic case. Sold for $20. If I remember right, these were only $5, but 5 years ago. But they've gone up. Oh, it can be even worth any more, because I think when you actually got them in the toy, they actually came in a Pokeball that was then in a cardboard box. If you've got all of that, they're worth way more. For some reason, got a Frank Caliendo, Frank on the Radio, 2-disc set, both discs signed, $4.06. I guess Frank's autograph's not worth much. I'm not even sure who he is. I think he's one of those Howard Stern or morning show type of people. Games Workshop Classic Traveler role-playing game. Robots book, $63.88. That's about what I believe I paid for the entire stack of about 40 of these books that I got a few months back, so can't be sad about that. Advanced Auto Parts, $2.50 at Martinsville Speedway, $13.50. It was sold with promoted listings. Promoted listings really do help sell hats. Don't go nuts with it, but don't be afraid to use it a little bit. This box has 29 Warhammer 40,000 Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines in it. That's the scary Space Marines. $93.15. I'd show you what it looks like, but it's just a bunch of unpainted plastic figures, so they're not that interesting. More Warhammer stuff. A set of 10 heavy metal Warhammer Chaos Daemons, Bloodletters of Torn, 8671. I will put a picture of these up because they are at least a little bit interesting. And I sold Neil Young, Crazy Horse, $4.28. It's got that little cutout. That means it was a remaindered record. Couldn't be returned to the distributor. Means it probably went to a discount store of some type. All right, let's get back to the rest of the video. Remember a few episodes ago, Karen, she had an order for 20 trading cards from me, and they showed delivered to her at 7 a.m. in the morning. And obviously nobody's mail shows up that early. In fact, I've lived in about 20 different houses in my life, maybe less than that, but I've never lived anywhere where the mail came before 3 p.m. I mean, I see mailmen out at 10 in the morning, but I don't know what they're doing. Certainly never delivered any place I live. So Karen sent me a message about it, and I explained that was a common issue with all sorts of things. Packages, some postmen will scan all their packages as delivered and then go deliver them. In this case, it was standard envelope order, and they show up delivered early all the time. I said, it'll probably come this afternoon. Get back with me if it didn't show up in a few days. That is when Karen went berserk. She immediately filed a claim on the order and left 20 negative feedbacks demanding all of her money back. And her order actually showed up that afternoon a few hours later, which she admitted a few days later. However, apparently she just wanted to put the whole system on trial, and I was going to be the one to bear the brunt of her wrath. She left her claim open until the day it was going to time out in my favor, and then she closed it, meaning the feedback wouldn't get automatically removed. Then she selected another item in the order and opened a new claim. Now, all of this was on my card account, so I didn't care as much, and her 20 negative feedback scrolled off the page in 2 days anyway. But people kept asking me for updates and encouraged me to seek feedback removal. So last night I contacted eBay, and they removed all 20 feedbacks. Her most recent claim is still open, but it can only be resolved in my favor. Hey, if you made it this far, can you hit that subscribe button? That subscriber number is the only thing I'm in it for, really, and it's not like I'm ever going to get to go skiing again, so just help me out if you can. Speaking of standard envelope shipping, I know that a lot of you, for some reason, are terrified of standard envelope shipping. I hear people on the eBay forum say it's going to ruin their account and they'll never be top rated again. So let me tell you the current standing of my other account, which is 100% standard envelope. In the past 12 months, I have sold 2,185 items, and I currently now have 1 negative feedback. 1 negative feedback for over 2,000 orders. That single negative feedback is unrelated to delivery. It was somebody who was unhappy with the condition of the card. I'm going to get one of those every once in a while because a lot of my cards were listed before eBay required grades on cards. And at some point, I just went in and mass edited 11,000 cards to be lightly played, or whatever the not near mint is, whatever the category down from near mint is, because I certainly wasn't going to pull those 11,000 cards out and regrade them one at a time. My seller rating on the account is top rated. It'd be top rated plus if I had free shipping and all that jazz, but I'm not doing that. My transaction defect rate is 0. My late shipment rate is 0. Tracking uploaded and on time and validated is 100%. Cases closed without 0 resolution is 0%. That is about as perfect as you can get on an eBay account. I really don't feed this store anymore, so it'll eventually close down. But at the moment, it's still clearing over $500 a month after all expenses, and I'm now dropping 100% of that money into an IRA every month. At the moment, I'm also dropping all my YouTube money, District Commons money, and sponsor money. Hey, shout out GyroPack. Use code OneFoot to get 10% off your order. Dropping all of that into that same retirement account. while my regular eBay money is still going to our normal household and expenses. At one point, my plan was to save another $100,000 in cash and upgrade my current house to a better one with cash. However, that was totally based off my COVID-era income and not the amount I'm making today. At this point, I think just maxing out my IRA and my wife's IRA is a better idea. Eventually, my disability is going to require me to move to a different house probably, but that time is going to be in my 60s or my 70s. It's not today. Oh, I have a few sales that didn't make the sales portion. I sold Streets of Rage 2 for the Sega Genesis for $37, and that had been hidden in my death pile in a box below a bunch of junk. And I sold this Tour of Darkness book, scheduled for local pickup today, $10.62. Hopefully they don't knock on the door while I'm filming. Okay, we had a few eBay sales today. Did sell some lots on District Commons. Kevin sent me a message asking me to do something live with him on District Commons. I don't have all the details yet, but if I get them all by the time this video is done, I'll be sure to put them in somewhere. I'll throw the prices on the screen because I was too dumb to bring my phone over here. Then it's Cabbage Patch Kids, bottle, Nintendo 64, expansion pack, 1910s or 20s Sherlock Holmes book, and a Beatles doll, and that's it. Hey, let's talk about something that nobody ever talks about. Now, people often ask me, Paige, my item has the best price on eBay, and it still hasn't sold. Why? Tell me why. Tell me now. I need to know. That's easy. It's phantom competition. With the vast majority of products you are selling, you're competing against not only people with that exact same product, but you're competing against a whole range of similar related items. This is most evidenced in clothes, where people are usually not looking for an exact item. Instead, they're browsing or looking for a wide range of similar items. Somebody might know they want a Nike shirt, but they don't know which Nike shirt they want. There's thousands of them. But this isn't just true for clothes. This can be the case for a variety of items. Maybe your 300D camera isn't selling because the slightly better 350D camera is actually cheaper on eBay right now. Or the competitor's model, that 1200ZX, that's cheaper at the moment. Your 1989 Leonardo TMNT figure might not be selling at $15 because the other three are all widely available at $10 right now, and everybody's buying those first and waiting for Leo to go down. And that's a hard thing to judge, isn't it? Now, Amazon actually seems to do a really good job at showing the phantom competition for listings. However, eBay doesn't. They populate that same area largely with terribly priced promoted listings that may or may not be related to what you're looking for at all. I generally see a mix of items that are related or in the same category, but it's not really the same or equivalent item, and things that I looked at, usually things that I looked at in doing price research, so I'm never buying it. Or was I going for this? You could have the best price in the world, but it still doesn't mean anybody's going to buy it if there's better alternatives out there. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out all the way to the end. You're the best. I hope to see you again soon.
See, that's One Foot Flipper's nonsense video.